Wait, did you go to Bovine University? See, I can converse about Simpsons stuff. You guys didn't think I could.
You're getting it. You're learning.
I didn't say that you couldn't. I said that you shouldn't.
While I'm being an elitist right now, are you keeping me from being part of the Simpsons fanboy club?
He just hit you with a Simpsons reference that just... Alrighty.
Glad Mike got it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Welcome, everybody, to episode 278 of the Camcast. Yeah. Podcast that's just out here trying.
I'll stop.
You're
Well, it's funny. I was telling a funny story.
Well, you can, by all means, Zach, tell us your story.
I sent the link to a friend. And so if you're a friend, let me know.
There we go.
Discount for the podcast.
Anyway, I am Mike, dear leader, dog taste, leader of men, herder of cats.
Great start.
Okay, bye, Zach. We were joined by Zack, good Colonel Eddie Dean, the chairman of the boards. There he is. All that stuff. Whatever. And eating a Krispy Kreme in his basement, like the sad, lonely man he is. Is shadowy billionaire himself, Trent from Sandy, Trent Bray.
Ahoy, hoy. And how did you know my wife and kids are gone right now? And I'm stuffing in my face with donuts.
Because you're eating a donut like a man who hasn't seen food in 4 days. I know that look.
Quite the opposite, though.
Anyway, follow our cheeky shenanigans on all the social medias. We're at Cam Automeg on a lot of them. Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Find this podcast wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, perhaps Amazon's new podcast thing. Just got an email about that. Who knows? We'll submit it, see what the hell happens. But yeah, anywhere you get your podcasts. Like, rate, review, subscribe, share with your friends. 5 stars. More people listen to this, the more fun things we can do. Or, the more fun things we say we can do, because I'm kind of stuck at home for a while. Not a lot of getting out for old dear leader here. Anyway, support us on Patreon, patreon.com/CamAutomag. Any dollar amount is greatly appreciated in these tough, crazy-ass times. Oh, wow. AJ is getting spicy in the chat. 5 stars. More people listen to this, the more fun things we can do. What the?
That was me. Sorry. Ignore me.
We're going to try. It's a little hard when I hear myself randomly.
Well, I'm trying to read the chat so I can read the spiciness.
Then mute the damn YouTube.
When you click on it, it automatically starts playing, so you have to mute it.
Yeah. That just fucking sort yourself out there, bud. Anyway, patreon.com/CamAutomag. Any dollar amount is greatly appreciated, but $5 allows you to get spicy every Monday night with us like AJ's doing. Also get you into the Super Secret Shenanigans face posting group. Yeah, a whole bunch of other fun stuff. That's patreon.com/CamAutomag. Support our sponsor, Steady Broke Clothing. Steady.broke on all the social media, steadybroke.com. They've got some new stuff in the works. I'm very excited to see it because Tommy always does a bang-up job with his merch. Yeah, put a bunch of their current and future merch in your cart. Use coupon code CAMAUTO15 at checkout and save 15% on your entire order. Just because you're broke doesn't mean you can't live your dreams. Just because you don't have hamburger buns doesn't mean you can't use ramen in place of them. It works. Trust me. While you're out there.
Give you little sprinkles and
something like that, yeah. Yep. While you're out there on the internet throwing your money around, why don't you get yourself a fancy hat like I am wearing, or like Zack is wearing if he leans forward. There it is. Or like Trent occasionally wears. Hey, Coke Zero. Hey, man. You've worn it before.
Vanilla.
We'll put a pin in that and get back to that in a minute. CamAutoswag.com is your official home for Cam Automag merch. We got the aforementioned hats. We got T-shirts. We got shorts, flip-flops, backpacks, phone cases, hoodies, whatever you need. We can get you covered head to toe. at camautoswag.com.
And real quick on that note, shout out to one of the real ones, Gavin Phuket, for helping me realize that apparently when you get a new card and, the expiration date changes, you have to update that in other places that have auto recurring subscriptions, like camautoswag.com. So it was down for a short amount of time. So thank you, Gavin, for bringing that to my attention, and all the maybe one other person that saw that. So
The one person who maybe was interested in possibly purchasing something from us at some point in time. Yeah. So the day after this releases, if you're listening to it, the free audio version, we do a thing on Thursdays where we get on Twitch. We stream some sort of vaguely automotive-related game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it called Twitch?
Yes, it is now called Twitch Thursday as opposed to Twitch Tuesday, because I need to keep that alliteration going. It's one of the few things that lets me wake up in the morning and greet the day. So I don't have a lot going for me, folks. It's just
my internet connection's unstable.
it's all right. So we might lose Zack.
I'm back. Hey.
There it is.
Nope.
Anyway, twitch.tv/camautomike is where you go to watch. We're always taking suggestions on what to play. We played Rocket League last week. I'm thinking we might do like Forza Horizon 4 or something, kind of get some more people in the mix, a new crop of folk. So,
Please no.
What do you mean, please no?
My chat, it's breaking.
Oh, Zack. He's just having a crisis we can't see.
Keep your comments to yourself there, Zack. We'll just assume you're there. And
oh wow, now we're gonna see.
Respond.
I'm gonna see a tour of his shitty hotel room. This is great. Anyway, yeah, Twitch Thursday, twitch.tv/camautomike. Let us know your suggestions. Is that a puppy in the background, Trent?
Yes,
Yay!
it is.
All right, I'm even happier now. Hi, puppy. Hi.
She can't hear you because I have headphones in. But
it's okay.
This is Lucy.
Hi, Lucy. You're adorable. Aw, puppy. Hi, puppy. Aw, that's great.
All the DAWs.
Yep, that's what we need. That's what this podcast needs.
I gotta fix my backdrop.
That's all right. You do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Let's see. We got some people to wish happy birthday to. Bad Dad Brad Hartfixon, John Arthur, the most dangerous Canadian you'll ever meet, our boy Quinn, and George Evans. Happy birthday to those folks.
Happy birthday.
Yep. All right, so Zack's gone. I guess. Zack's... What are you doing?
I was repositioning. Okay.
Just glossing over you pulling a sheet up to your chest.
My room.
This is just getting weirder and weirder. We're going to ignore you for a bit. Trent, what have you been up to lately?
I have been pretty much focusing all my efforts on this guy that will start pre-orders next week.
Yeah, there we go.
So, yes, that's pretty much all-consuming. So,
hey, man, that
we'll
works.
just go with that. That and kids.
Hey, that works. Zack, what are you doing? What have you been up to? I think Zack's frozen. So the battery's holding perfectly still.
I don't think he's capable of that.
I don't think he is either. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been, same old at home.
Taking care of mom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We've been doing some stuff at work where I had to go over and show my coworker something that she was not necessarily seeing. Oh, Zack's gone now. But
okay.
Yeah, she's been talking to a friend of hers, the way she's been, or an old friend. They've been reconnecting because she's back on the market now, and she's just like, yeah, we're taking it slow and everything. And I just kind of like look down and just because she has her texts open, and I can't help but look because
Uh-oh.
damn, I was unaware that setting like fucking fast qualifying laps is taking it slow, but here I am. Just goddamn the things. Well, exactly, Chris. Karma on that fancy hotel internet he was boasting about.
Back.
Welcome.
My iPhone.
Oh, there you go. Use that company hotspot.
Oh yeah, I think I only have 6 gigs available. I'm gonna use it all right now.
Well, whatever. All right.
Should we talk about things that we've done? Did we already do that?
We were doing that while you were like fading out of existence. So that was your opportunity, Zach.
I felt like Back to the Future. I was losing hands and limbs and stuff. It was pretty bad. No, I'm here in El Paso still, the big sky state of Texas. Awful here. If you're from Texas, I'm sorry. This is bad. But I went to my first car meet, though, here, and it's pretty cool. I was actually surprisingly big turnout. Everyone here in the car community I've met so far is super, super nice.
Good. That's what we like to hear.
Things that I'm not surprised by, there's no Subarus here.
All right. And Zach's gone. Well, all right. We gave him an opportunity. All right. Well, shall we hop into the news?
Yeah, apparently it's just going to be us.
All right. Well, occasionally Mike and Trent and occasional others.
Zach, yeah. Occasionally Zach will throw us completely off. More than usual.
I'm excited to hear point number 2. Anyway, so the Woodward Dream Cruise was canceled because a bunch of the communities that it went through kind of decided, hey, big pandemic going on, so we, better safe than sorry. And
it's only officially canceled.
Yeah. Don't worry. If you were hoping to see a bunch of people drive up and down Woodward Avenue, the Oakland County Republican Party is throwing their own bootleg cruise called the MAGA Classic Car Cruise. It's going to be happening this Saturday, and it will have none of the usual infrastructure, i.e. porta potties and food vendors and, the stuff that you usually have for some sort of large public event. It's just going to not have any of that. So, I mean, I will say this. A lot of the people, it has just been my experience, a lot of the people who would come out for this and actually participate in the drive were already the people who were going to be going on the Woodward Dream Cruise. So, that there is that. You're still going to see some awesome stuff. However,
Yeah, this is definitely, I think, small compared to
it's
what's it called? Sturgis going on right now.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
But the thing is, my biggest problem with this is that they call it the MAGA Dream Cruise or Classic Car Cruise. That's
honestly, yeah.
That's my biggest problem with it. Because, I mean, you can hang out in cars and cruise up and down the strip, and it's not going to really make a difference.
But alas, it's just...
But, yeah.
Man. All right. It's just your crazy fucking uncle who just really wants to tell you about the truth that he saw on Facebook. Getting out there and hanging out in a lawn chair. Whatever. Well, moving on to some funner news. Lotus, the company that keeps promising new cars every now and again, and, well, hopefully will actually be delivering something sooner rather than later. Fingers crossed. They are announcing that they are going to be doing a Certificate of Provenance program. Oh, Zach's trying to get back in. He's titled himself Zack Part 3. Now, while we figure this out. So, hello?
I'm now using my iPhone.
What an age we live in.
Are you still using the hotel Wi-Fi?
No, I'm using Verizon.
4x3 potato quality. What's up, bud?
iPhone S8? 8S, whatever the fuck it is.
There it is.
Where are we?
Got a nice long torso shot there.
Yep. If you know anything about Zack, you know he's all torso. Anyway, Chris in the chat has pointed out that SEMA is canceled. It is official. It's happened.
Yeah.
So I don't. Unfortunate, but also not surprising.
Yeah, I'm a little sad. I wanted to go, but like I said,
apparently PRI is still happening. So
I'm surprised that it took so long from the shutdown.
I'm not. It's an event so big that it's going to be one of those like it's going to happen until pretty much everybody tells you there's no way in hell this is happening. So anyway, real quick, getting back to Trent's cherry vanilla Coke Zero.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, thought I forgot about it. No, and I did until I saw you take a drink.
Yeah.
So when I do the click list thing at Smith's, they're busting out like because that Smith's by my house, they have regular Coke Zero and cherry Coke Zero, and that's pretty much it. Whenever I do click list, that's when they suddenly get the cherry vanilla and the orange vanilla and any sort of ridiculousness that they can possibly substitute for me. That's when they get it.
Gotcha. Yeah. See, I've grown to love what is it? Cherry Pepsi Zero.
Really?
And I really enjoy that, but it's now like impossible to find, and it'll show up on click list, so I'll add it, and then they'll be like, do you want Diet Pepsi? It's like, no.
Allow substitution?
That's not what I want.
But I don't wanna.
But obviously I've gotten some of that too, so.
Nope. There you go. Yeah. No, the one thing that is apparently impossible to find is like any sort of Fresca product at a grocery store. Yeah, that is. Yeah, Taryn loves.
I don't drink Fresca, so.
Taryn loves that shit. But yeah, apparently that one's hard to find. So, whatever.
Do you have an opportunity to finish my super quick thing about El Paso car meets?
Yes, point 2 that we were waiting for.
Yeah. Do you notice what my name is in chat?
Zack Part 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
So the thing I was saying was, I'm not surprised that they're not letting Subarus, because it's kind of like Vegas. There's just not a market for them. I've seen 3 2WXs in a second-gen Outback. But what has surprised me is the number of first-generation Boxsters. I see one almost every single day.
Yeah.
And then new Caymans. They're everywhere. Like, everywhere.
Yeah.
And most of the Boxers are modified and very cultural appropriate for the area. Yeah, it's very interesting here. But everyone's super nice. The slab and donk community is pretty big here too, and there's a lot of nice people here. I've talked to a lot of them. I posted, if you're part of the Cam Shenanigans group, which I highly recommend being part of, paying for that Patreon. I actually posted some of the photos of the meet I went to there, and you can see some of that. And the next meet I go to, which will be on Saturday morning, next Saturday, I will be getting more photos there too, and I'll be posting them up there as well too.
All right.
The question is, what do you mean by culturally appropriate?
Those were right words. It was very It was very fitting for the culture down here.
Keep digging, Zack. Keep talking.
You lied to me. You walked me over to the grave and then pushed me into it by saying that.
You're the one who said it. I didn't have. I just.
How would you have said it? How would you have said it?
I don't know what you mean, Zack. So, I can't say what you would say.
I don't know how to say it either without sounding like an asshole.
So anyway, there's a hybrid GTR coming?
Potentially. I mean, we'll just gloss over the Lotus thing. You give them $225 and you can.
Oh, learn. I forgot we were still on that.
It's all right.
The
long and short of it is authorized Lotus dealers, you can go give them like $225. They'll give you some sweet stuff, including like an anodized Lotus pen, and also the historical information of your delightful British shitbox, like the day it left the factory, how it was originally optioned by the original owner, and all that fun stuff. So
it's the British version of the Carfax, or Carfax, not Fox, Carfax.
Kind of, sort of, except like they're not telling you that it was wrapped around a pole and like repainted, like habanero chili pearl by some dude at a Mako. They're basically going to tell you, no, this thing was originally this shade of red and it had this engine and transmission in it, and the owner got these options.
Knowing Lotus, they'd be like, oh, your original paint color, let's pop the trunk and figure out what the trunk's painted. And that's how they're going to check it for you. There's no records on that kind of shit. It was written on a sticky note and it was put on the passenger seat when they left the factory.
This is just honestly ridiculous in my mind, because I get it, but there's no provenance to have. Call it the certificate of provenance. It was they sold it to whoever would buy it. It's not like there's some extreme heritage of a Group B, a Spree or something like that, and it's.
Well, I feel like they're trying to follow the Ferrari special.
The classiche.
Which is just like, but Ferrari offers a lot more with that package, which is like, we will pull into our factory and we will tear it down and make sure this bolt was put on by Fernando when it was installed.
Yeah. Like fucking Giuseppe fitted the seats back in '67 for you.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. But I will say that the first car certified was Colin Chapman's 81 Esprit Turbo. That came with things
they certified their one car that has provenance.
Yep, exactly. And I will say his Esprit Turbo came with power steering that you could not get if you bought an Esprit Turbo in 1981. It had lowered suspension, and he optioned some BBS wheels for it. So there you go. If you have a Lotus and you're curious about where it came from, I guess there you go. Have fun. Spend $225, get a pile of paperwork and a pen. Anyway, so more conflicting rumors about Japanese supercars. Here we are, or whatever. Just things that are getting more expensive and not necessarily more cool. There is a rumor saying that in 2023 we will be getting the new GTR, and it will have a performance-oriented hybrid system featuring a KERS system, like F1 cars and the old LMP1 Pro cars did. For those who don't know, KERS stands for Kinetic Energy Recovery System. So, it converts kinetic energy into electricity and puts it in a battery. And then...
sorry.
Then usually you have a button that you push and it makes you go, or it's just tuned that way. So when you're at full throttle, it just dumps the battery power and you go that much quicker.
So the first thing that came into my mind, the first thought was, that's what the Lexus LC is doing, where they have their still petrol-powered, gas-powered Halo car, and then they have their green numbers meeting regulation hybrid car.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if this is a trying to follow along the same book, trying to meet some of the same requirements.
Who knows? God. Well, so that's the new rumor. Also, previous rumors have said that the R35, the thing that has been growing in price only, pretty much, will stick around for another 7 years at this point. So it'll be around until 2027. And that's
the rumor, I believe.
Yeah, no, and that the new GTR will not be a hybrid, which I also believe. I mean, I will say this. In the Motor One article, they pointed out the Nissan's just ill-fated GTR LM Nismo, their front-wheel drive-based thing that they had to rush to get it into Le Mans, and it just did terribly. They said, oh yeah, if the kinetic energy recovery system sounds familiar, that's because you've heard it on their race car. which died an unceremonious death the year after it failed spectacularly at Le Mans.
Yep.
Ah. Well, all right. We've got some even more fun news in the form of a sequel that will hopefully be as good as the original.
We certainly hope. So ever since the McLaren F1 came out, every hypercar is compared to it in some way. Oh, is this the successor to the McLaren F1? Is this the successor to the McLaren F1? Well, we actually have a spirited successor to the McLaren F1. What?
A successor to the Professor. No one?
No.
The Futurama reference. Okay, I'll stop.
Okay. On that note, Gordon Murray, the designer of the original McLaren F1, has designed his own car called the T50. It is a naturally aspirated V12 with a manual with a 3-seat configuration, driver in the center, 654 horsepower, 2,174 pounds. It's a 3.9-liter Cosworth designed V12. Red lines at 12,000 RPM.
That badge is super interesting.
The motor is only 392 pounds, the lightest V12 ever designed.
Good Lord.
And it will rev from idle to red line, and I think it's something absurd of like a half a second or something.
0.3 of a second. It will go from idle to...
Jesus.
But the interesting thing is I'm glad you brought that up, Zach, because it has an analog tachometer.
Yeah, and the LFA was famous for not being able to do that. I thought the exact same thing when I saw the videos. Because the whole thing with the LFA was, we can't put an analog tach in it because it will break, it won't work. The needle can't follow fast enough.
And it was a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good marketing because everyone believed it.
Yeah.
Man.
Apparently analog technology has come further. Yeah,
or listen, you only really need to know when it stops. So you don't really need to know where you're at. Just kind of at some point, like if it sticks somewhere, if it sticks at 11, all right, I guess we're shifting here.
So I have some questions with this because I've watched a handful of the videos. I've done my due diligence on this. What do you guys think about the styling?
I don't like the front end.
The front and the rear.
I like
the side and the rear. I like. I do not like the front end.
I like the giant fan thing on the back.
I do.
Oh, really?
I actually do.
Like, that is just an absurd touch.
So I'm actually the exact opposite. I really like the side, I really like the front, but the rear, it just doesn't look right to me. And he mentioned it in one of his interviews with whoever the Top Gear or Drive Tribe or whoever the fuck it was, that it was like, it's supposed to be inspired by the whatever fan car, the band.
Like the Brabham BT12 or whatever.
Yeah.
Which was...
Yeah, so I don't know. It was... Well, one of the videos I watched too, Gordon Murray was like, yeah, it would have won every single race if it was allowed to race. I'm like, you don't know that. It raced one time and drivers were like, no.
I think it made it out for a practice session and then everybody protested because it was really weird to see them start the car and then see some sort of engineer like lean in and just yank the pull start on like the fucking snowmobile motor to get the fan going.
I was in the impression, which I might be wrong, I think it did run one race, and the story I heard was that drivers were like, it was shooting rocks in my face and I don't like it.
God, yeah, it was just a terror on track. And Chad is pointing out that it's probably going to sound like the older F1 engines, the V12 Screamers, which were awesome. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think I think I'd like the front end more if the headlights didn't seem so tacked on.
If they didn't see
that, yeah.
The design is okay.
Yeah, like it really looks a lot like an evolution of the McLaren F1. Like,
oh yeah,
just kind of evolved to fit the modern times, and then somebody ripped the headlights out of a Porsche Taycan and shoved them in the front.
Yeah, and they're too large for the size of the front end, and they're also just
They don't even
they
look like they
tacked on.
Yeah, they don't look like they fit right.
Yeah,
Like they're just shove them in. We'll be good. We'll be fine. They'll stay.
So the two things I want to talk about, because when I watched a handful of videos on it. One was Gordon Murray's. Wow,
Girden Maury.
Gurgee's insistence on there only being 300 cars, which I hate when companies do that. What?
100 cars.
Even more to my point. I hate when companies are like, we're only going to make exactly this number of them. Make as many as you're going to fucking sell. That's how you make money.
Well, if you say I'm only making 100 and I'm the dude who designed arguably the greatest supercar of all time, like, and it's like if you basically say, hi, this great thing that everybody wanted, that the Sultan of Brunei has like 7 of them rotting away in his collection because fuck that guy. Yeah, I'm making a new one. So everybody who's got that new money, you want that hero car you had up on your wall? I got it. There's only 100 of them though. So yeah, no, like it's like.
Well, think about the original McLaren F1. They only made 106 of them.
I thought they made like 310 of them. I thought they made a lot more than 100.
They made 106, which is how many Speedtails they're making.
Yeah, no, you're thinking of Ferrari in the F50 or the F40.
Well,
they said they made a certain amount, but then they made way more.
Yeah, there's like 1,100 of the F40.
Yeah, there's way more F40s out there.
Yeah, but Ferrari's like very insistent they only made so many. They're like, no, we didn't make 1,100. It's like, but you did.
We made 7. That's all. 7.
All red. I promise you, they were all red.
We made 11, and Enzo's buried in one of them.
Yeah.
So AJ knows what he's talking about. First of all, they're only making 100 because it means they can raise the price. Exclusivity is worth paying for these people.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%.
This
quality
thing costs...
over quantity, and it guarantees they will sell all of them.
Yeah.
But as somebody who knows, Trent, you know about business. You run a entrepreneur thing. If you have a product that you are selling, and you say, I can sell 10 of these, or I can sell 100 of these, which one would you rather do?
Well,
and the price is the same.
There's so many more variables to take in than just that.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that leaps to my mind is I could sell 10 at a higher profit margin, or I could sell 100 at a far lower one.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it's not always about quantity. It is not always about quantity. Look at some of the biggest luxury brands out there. They could sell a lot more for cheaper prices, but they don't.
No,
that's fair. It's the way I can see it is, it's just like forced exclusivity feels odd to me, and right now is definitely the market and the time for hypercars. Like think about how many hypercars are on sale right now versus 20 years ago. So
so they probably can only sell 100.
Yeah,
so
like you're also trying to put something.
Maybe they've only got 90 deposits down.
Yeah,
and they're putting well.
Or if everybody's selling a hypercar, like, do you also want to jump in this flooded market with like 1,000 examples, or would you rather take what you can make from 100 and leave?
No, okay. Let me clarify this statement, and we can keep talking about if you want to. But let me clarify what I was trying to say was, I'm not saying we should go out and saying we're going to make 1,000 of these. But if you're able to sell more of a product, do it. If demand is there, if you say I've received 300 requests to buy this car, 300 deposits to buy this car, and only selling 100 of them, that seems odd to me. If there really truly only is 100 people really that want to buy it and they're only making 100, great, that's what they should do. Well, but if the market is allowing for them to make more of them, they should. That was the point I was trying to make.
Oh, yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but also, like, this is one of those, like, I don't think Gordon Murray is trying to make, like, he's doing this to just do this. So, like, 1, 10, 100, whatever. Like, he had a number in his head. He's just like, I'm only doing this. Like, this is all that's going to exist.
But
The other thing
you're also wrong, Zach.
Oh wow, thank you.
Because look at Ferrari. Basically any brand that understands, the more expensive market, the exclusivity
Ferrari
is
doesn't. I can argue
want.
that Ferrari doesn't. Because how many times has Ferrari put out cease and desist notices? Just saying.
Hey, man.
What does that have to do with their production numbers?
Ferrari doesn't understand how to deal with their customers. Like exclusivity and their those are two different things.
Okay, sorry. Continue. I put a roadblock up I shouldn't have. I'm sorry.
You just yanked the wheel and you tried to take it. And I appreciate that, really, I do. But yeah, no. Like,
all right, I'm done talking to a brick wall. It's
no, Trent. If you were going to talk to a brick wall, you would have turned around.
Yes.
Aha! That's a visual
the last
joke.
Thing I wanted to make, not about production numbers, whatever. Whatever. I don't know. Is Gurgee's, I can't say his fucking name. Gordon Murray's, it's the fucking Jim Beam, I'm sorry. Gordon Murray's personal F1, he had stated that he has put something like 60,000 miles on his personal F1, which is fucking insane.
Yes. And so another thing I've got to say.
You're not going to let me go.
You've got 1,100 F1s, and they're worth significantly less than the 100 McLaren F1s. And I'm not saying they're directly comparable. However,
they're not.
Demand. No. Shut up for a second. Let me finish my thought. The demand for the resale value is exponentially larger when you do limit the production of them. Like, how many things do you see on Bring a Trailer when they're like, oh, this is a 1 of 1 or a 1 of 6 or 1 of 30? It exponentially increases their resale value over time.
Okay, so there are two sides of that argument. One where you're right and one where you're wrong. The first one is, why the fuck should Gordon Gurgee give a fuck about resale value? He is not going to make a goddamn
His name
dime.
is on it. Why would he not want to care about resale value?
He's not going to make a fucking dime off it. It's just his name. He's already built the greatest supercar in
Reputation
the world.
is worth so much more than money nowadays.
You're Girden Gurgee. It doesn't matter what you're done. You've won. Second off, I do understand what you're saying. What you're saying is make a lot of sense because if let's say I have what do these cars sell for? What, $5 million? I don't remember what they said.
$3 million.
$3 million. I have $3 million. I'm going to buy this car and go, do you know what? When I sell this car in 5 years from now, it's going to be worth $6 million. That's an investment. So you are right there. Girden Gurgee is a smart man.
How did you get to? Wait, we weren't even arguing that point. We're all in agreement that Girden Gurgee is a smart man. That Gorgon Birdie is a brilliant man.
Please tell me the name of the podcast, Girden Gurgee.
Oh, hold on. Just for you guys and chat.
Just capital.
Here. I've been writing down. So one of those will probably be the title of this.
So should we talk about lots of money in a different place? So we can get off this topic?
Please do.
I'm done. Thank you. Move on.
7-Eleven has bought Speedway from Marathon Petroleum for $21 billion. And yes, I did type out all the zeros in the agenda because there's a lot of them.
Yes, there are. 9 to be exact.
Yes. So Speedway gas stations were really starting to pick up steam. They were expanding exponentially, and 7-Eleven wanted that footprint, and so they bought into it.
That footprint. There's already a 7-Eleven.
Now the entrance to hell, they tore it down. It's now the Sandy stop across from the 7-Eleven there in Sandy. All right, they fixed it. You're still entering hell as soon as you cross that street, but they just took the sign down.
Do you guys, Trent, you probably have. Did you read Percy Jackson, the Lightning King?
No.
Oh. There's a okay, this is never mind. It's a bad joke. No one's going to get it except me because I maybe read it in 5th grade.
So we're going to start to talk about it. It's about something else unrelated, and you're going to interrupt us and say the joke anyway. So go ahead and say the joke.
No, it's dumb. I'm not going to say it. I'm done.
I don't know. See what
that hasn't stopped you before. Let's hear it.
Tell the joke. See if it lands in chat.
I don't know the whole joke. I don't know the book. That's why I was asking you if you read the book to see if you could possibly help me out.
I popped open a cold one. Here we go. I'm waiting.
No, I'm done.
Trent's sucking on a silver bullet.
A Diet Pepsi silver bullet.
Still.
Am I clicking on a red rocket then? Is that what this is?
God damn. No, Zach, that's your joke. That's the best one you're going to get off tonight. There it is. So the sale.
Zack delivered. All right.
There it is. So there are now going to be, between the U.S. and Canada, about 14,000 7-Elevens after this.
Yeah, and so the good thing is it will create about 500 million plus in synergies between the companies now. So yes, exactly.
1,000 points of light. Stay the course.
And it also includes a 15-year fuel supply agreement between Marathon and 7-Eleven. And so it wasn't just about the stores, but it definitely was mostly about getting the stores.
Yeah. All right.
That's a lot of stores.
Yeah, yes, it is. That is a shit ton of stores. And as AJ pointed out in the chat, there are a ton of speedways in Tennessee, but not a lot of 7-Elevens. So there we go. Right. Yeah. And according to Andrew Jolly, it seems like Chevron is changing to speedway. But, hey, man, everybody's got to change at some point in time. Moving on.
Yeah. So speaking of vehicles that will need gasoline, sure. I don't know. That was a terrible transition.
I tried. I know what this topic is, and that was bad.
Yeah. Maserati debuts the Trofeo line. So they previously did have the Levante Trofeo that they recently released, but now they've got a whole line where it has the Ghibli, the Quattroporte, and the Levante, all with the 3.9-liter Ferrari V8, making 580 horsepower. The same motor was available in the Quattroporte at 530 horsepower, but you've now bumped that up to 580 across the line. And to get really spicy, both the Ghibli and the Quattroporte are rear-wheel drive only.
Hell yeah. And as you said in the agenda, may the Maserati resale values rain down upon these models for us.
I did apparently mess that up.
It's all right. I like they shall now be called Maseratis from here on out.
I remember typing it, and then it had the the red squiggly line like I messed it up, and I hit space and it just went away. I'm like, oh, it fixed it. All right. But it's the Maserati. But yes, I do hope for typical Maserati resale value on these so that I can pick one of these up for a song in a few years. Little is a relative compared to the Quattroporte, but to pick up a used Ghibli in a few years with a Ferrari V8 in it, I mean, yeah, I'm in.
That'd be sweet. Be real sweet.
They don't have all the quirks and features.
Yeah, man.
Oh, you're praising the Lord of Daddy Doug. I appreciate it.
Yeah, as we all should.
As one does. No.
I was not expecting that from Trent. Thank you.
Nope. It's now time that we pour one out for a legend. Gunned down in its prime. The Hyundai Elantra hatchback.
No!
Dead.
I am so sad for this.
Well, at least in the U.S. Because we hate hatchbacks.
But that's really all that line item needs. But they're doing it to make room for Ioniq in all caps. Yes, the new brand.
Sounds pretty iconic to me. Because Ionic
Yeah.
is Ionic.
Yeah, no, I man.
Just that close. So yeah, there was the Hyundai Ionic, but they are now making it into a sub brand, following Kia and Genesis, which were sub brands of Hyundai. So it's going to be all electric. They will soon debut the Ioniq 5 crossover, followed by the Ioniq 6 sedan, and the Ioniq 7 full-size SUV. And seemingly because the Hyundai model is, they find something with a modicum of success, they're just going to spin it off into its own brand. Well, they can't make enough Hyundai Palisades right now. So my prediction, within the next 5 years, they create a Palisade sub-brand. So there you go. That's my 2 cents.
So
I
that's
like
a
it.
theory.
What was that, Zach?
That's a theory.
It is a theory.
It is a brilliant
I like
theory.
That's what I'm saying. I like it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a theory.
Oh,
But
I
if
mean,
you look at the Ioniq 6, the sedan, the concept, it looks pretty snazzy.
it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah. You need to $5 a month on Patreon. We'll explain that joke. Patreon.com/CamAutoMag. Subscribe at the Shenanigans level $5. You'll be able to see my terrible jokes in the chat. Anyway, last bit of sad news. Pour yet another one out. Lexus is canceling all V8 projects. So that is sad. We don't know what that means for the remaining V8 models.
And it includes the LC, right?
Yeah, the
It
LCF.
includes the LC. They were just talking about making a V8 version of that, not necessarily the LCF. That was canceled. But they were still talking about, potentially putting a V8 of some sort in there, and then it's gone. And
Yeah, I'm sad. That makes me really sad.
they're also talking about bringing back a V8 into the LS sedan. Mike is just on fire in the chat today, by the way.
I'm much better in text than I am in any form.
What chat?
The YouTube chat, man, you're missing a lot. He is on fire right now. Yeah, and then they do have 2 SUVs right now that still have V8s, but you know what? What's going to happen? And then there's the RCF, the last remaining F model, which has a V8 in it. And what's going to happen to that? If that goes away, then there's no F models anymore, and
Yeah.
Lexus is even more boring.
Yeah, their long just dance to properly compete with BMW is gone because they have no performance division anymore. So
Yeah, but they totally redesigned the IS to be a lot more sporty, and then they didn't do anything with the motor.
Nope. Whatever. Hopefully it'll mean turbo V6s for everything. But
Yeah, it's pretty much going to be turbo V6 or 4-cylinder from here on out, apparently.
all right,
Or hybrid.
Zach, what do you want?
I want a round of thanks from everyone in the chat or everyone in the group.
For?
Sounds like Andrew Jolly is now the newest Patreon member.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Andrew, for joining us.
He wants to be added to the group, Patreon, or the Shenanigans group.
Fine, God in heaven.
Well, make sure he's actually part of Patreon first, because if I'm reading it correctly, it says he is.
Oh, we will get to that in a minute, Andrew. We'll take care of you after the episode, and then I'll make Zach add you, because to be added to the group, you got to be a friend to somebody, and I've added a lot of people as friends to add them to the group, but it's just getting kind of weird. My news feed is populated by a bunch of weird random stuff now.
You're welcome.
Yep. Anyway, moving on. It's time for the question of the week.
Do we want to talk racing news?
I mean, okay, we'll blow through the racing news real quick. So, for the Indy 500, which is happening on August 23rd this year with no fans, much to the dismay of a bunch of people who were never going to go to the race itself.
Shit.
Oh, no. Zach,
How about
part,
I do this anymore?
Zach part 3 might be ending. Will there be a part 4? Who knows?
I don't
Stay
even know.
tuned.
Oh, we're going to see if this is going to work.
God, all right. Well, you figure, I don't know, you unfuck yourself while I talk about this. There's always a lot of fun, themed liveries with the Indy 500. And this year is no different. Connor Daly will be rocking a Bell X1 themed livery, the Bell X1 being the first plane that broke the sound barrier. Bright orange was awesome. Then his teammate, Ed Carpenter, as he debuted on Fox and Friends.
One? Can I be nerdy for a second?
Can I finish my goddamn point?
Yes, I'm sorry.
And then you can be nerdy.
Yeah.
Yes, Ed Carpenter will be debuting the Space Force livery. Yes, the United States Space Force will officially be on a race car in the greatest spectacle in motorsport. And it looks boring as shit compared to the Bell X1 livery. Anyway, all right, Zach. Make your point.
Do you know who flew the X1?
Chuck Yeager?
Yes, he did.
Yep.
I was hoping no one would know, so it would be cooler.
No. You
Well, it was
tried.
actually Captain Charles Yeager, but his nickname was Chuck, so get bent.
All right. Well, you and your fire alarm. You have fucking fun there, bud.
I'm here for him.
Anyway, we also had yet another Formula One Grand Prix this weekend. It was the 70th anniversary Grand Prix. It took place at Silverstone, the home of F1. And a Dutch child and some plucky Brits hoodwinked the Germans and a fellow British person. And a man who's really a big fan of porridge. Oh, I'm liking where this is going. So it took place at Silverstone, where last weekend there were a bunch of tire failures that led to a very dramatic finish. Well, this year they brought out the same types of tires, a hard, a medium, and a soft, but they changed the compounds, so the hards were like the mediums from last weekend and so forth. Whatever. Max Verstappen was one of the few, I think he was either the only or one of the few people to actually qualify on the hard tire. And him being on the hard tire let him run for very long and wound up leading to him taking the race win because the Mercedes were, again, having tire issues, lots of blistering, lots of nastiness. And, it was not – Valtteri Bottas was not happy that he was not left out there as long as Lewis was. So he feels like they were caught sleeping, and Toto was – not having that, but there we go. And Seb, for you Tifosi out there, he had an early spin and then got played by the terrible Ferrari strategy, which is always terrible. They cannot figure it out because they are bad at this. They got stuck in traffic. They can't build a power unit. Their aerodynamics are trash, and they're he's won 4 world championships. Say what you will, it was the car or whatever. Like, the car is not doing it all. He has to do something. And you just fucking left him out there in 11th or some shit. But whatever. The big happy story was Nico Hülkenberg. He actually started the race. He qualified 3rd. Yeah. He had a damn good weekend. Racing Point was concerned about his tires, so they brought him in late, threw him out on a set of softs, and he finished in the points. He finished 7th. Internet conspiracies are saying that they only brought him in so Lance Stroll, son of billionaire Racing Point owner Lawrence Stroll, would finish ahead of him, but whatever. And, Ross Brawn said that when Ross Brawn was running Mercedes F1, if Lewis Hamilton did not want to come to Mercedes, they were going to sign Nico Hülkenberg. They were going to sign Hülkenberg. So it was going to be 2 Nicos on the same team. Oh, yes. But, yeah, so there we go. It was an all right race. Kevin Magnussen had another DNF, except he didn't get punted on the first lap this time. So there was that. And Trent threw something in the racing news, something that I saw, but I did not read up on. So
I cannot say that I am super read up on it, but Mercedes, they're not very happy with the new Concord agreement.
Yes, because, and this is, you're never going to be a fan of something that doesn't benefit you. In case in point, Toto Wolff says that this is going to hurt Mercedes the most because it's going to change up the way that, money and revenue and everything is dispersed.
So basically the prize fund gets distributed. They're trying to get a more equitable split between the high-end teams that have all the money and the low-end teams that only have like $100 million a year to spend. Yeah. But for Ferrari, they still have their advantageous position because they have, Toro Rosso that is their junior team. So they're getting more money while Ferrari's getting less. So it kind of balances out. And
it's just, Toto Wolff is he is doing everything he can to aggressively defend his team and, their ability to go out there and dominate in a terribly boring manner. So,
well, when you're on top, you want to stay on top.
Oh, God, yes. I don't fault him for that, but he's opposed to reverse grid races, which I understand, but also the counterpoint to that is, so you're saying your car and your drivers cannot fight through traffic? Okay. If you have the best car in the grid, then you should be able to go from 8th place to, podium in the course of a 50-lap race. But what do I know? He is aggressively defending the status quo because the status quo benefits the shit out of Mercedes right now. Oh my God, the turbo hybrid V6 era, man, nobody has done better. It is a run
6 championships or
something it is a run of dominance that is just mind-boggling. So it sounds like they're going to sign the agreement, but they're just kind of putting it out there that they're pissed about it. So I'm going to complain the whole time. Well, there we go. All right.
I contributed to racing news for once.
Attaboy.
More than I've ever done.
Yeah, you've earned it, Trent. You've earned it. Anyway, so this week's question of the week, I was listening to the latest episode of All Fantasy Everything, where they were drafting technology between 1995 and 2005. And one of them picked the humble cassette adapter. The thing that looks like a cassette's got a wire coming out of it. You plug it in, plug the headphone jack into your, and then you could listen to fucking Juvenile in your 83 Buick because that's how we do. So that got me thinking. There are all sorts of fun little things that you can buy for your car that don't necessarily affect the performance in any way, but they just make it a nicer place to be. So I asked, what is the best accessory that you can get for your car that improves the kind of quality of life inside? So before we get to the avalanche of responses that we have, because we have a ton, let's go around the Zoom chat real quick. Who wants to start?
I guess I will. I'm not. I think the problem is I'm just gonna say what everybody else has said or has been brought up as. A Bluetooth adapter is a huge benefit to the experience.
Yeah, most of you out there contributing to this, you've said Bluetooth. That is hands down.
I'll take that a step further, and I do know this was an answer as well, but CarPlay is huge. Now that I have CarPlay and my wife has CarPlay, I don't anticipate ever going back because it is just amazing. An older car, I'm sticking a new deck in there with CarPlay because I love being able to have my maps, my music, my messages, everything right there at the touch of a finger or activated through Siri,
Nice.
And It's even more fun because when I text Mike through my truck, it'll say, "Are you sure you want to send this or send this message to Mike Chandler Angry Face?" Because I've got an angry face emoji next to your name. So
as you should.
Or Tommy Woot, it's Tommy W I's T, so 2 eyes, and then a mobile phone because he is always attached to his phone, even way back in the day. So,
oh yeah,
would you like to send a message to Tommy W I's T mobile phone? It's what brightens my day. What can I say?
It's the little things.
What is my number in your phone?
Do I have your number in my phone?
Nope. I think I have Mike's number.
I think you
Only
do.
because he's not. For
No.
my car,
I have Zack Turnage, but not you.
Huh.
I have Zack Turnage too. He hasn't responded to me yet.
Anyway.
So I'm not one. I'm going to use this word lightly. I don't want it to mean what the exact definition is, but I don't have a lot of gimmicky things in my car. I definitely have the Bluetooth, but the cassette tech for my my Tacoma.
Yeah.
I the things that I've always had in my cars have always been 30,000 water bottles.
Okay.
Toolkit, because I only ever owned ship boxes.
Okay.
Also, I own tow straps and jumper cables. Those are necessities because I always have friends that need. I'm talking to you, Andrew. Need things towed or jumped. But recently, my newest purchase, which I'm quite happy with, it's currently sitting in my Tacoma, but it will move to my Subaru once it's ready, is a radar detector.
Oh, nice.
And I splurged and bought a nice one.
Oh, boy.
I don't think it's saved me yet on anything, but the big feature it has is it has a always-on GPS display of my speed. And when it goes into my Subaru, that would be vital because the Subaru doesn't have a working speedo.
Well, all right then.
So yeah, I don't have I have a handful of things like water fresheners, but nothing I did always want to get one of those 76 or hot dog climbing antenna things from a house for my Mustang.
Yeah.
But I've never found one that I wanted.
No. Well, there's still plenty of time for you to find something. Anyway, for me, the Bluetooth thing is really awesome that I have in the minivan, but the dash cam, that thing is, that one came up a lot, but it is awesome to have that because, man, yeah, that will definitely come in handy.
I still don't have a dash cam. I've never had a dash cam. I understand the benefit of said dash cam, but at the same time, I have such a hard time justifying the price, and I understand they've come down significantly, and also it's cheap insurance, but at the same time, I just, for whatever reason, I can't get over it. It's I don't really want it, and then, one day it'll be like, crap, I should have had
it.
Yeah, it's one of those, I hope to never use it to its full potential, but if I ever have to, yeah, I'm glad it's there. Anyway, yeah, like I said, we got a bunch of responses. Let's see, on the cam page from Sawyer DeHart, a cell phone charger that plugs into the cigarette lighter is definitely a must when you drive something that possibly is old enough to legally drink.
Huh.
Mike DeFord, let's see, a Scotch or similar phone mount / holder. This one was interesting from Ryan Betts. My ND Miata is possibly the only modern car with sun visors that don't fucking rotate. So premium UV and heat-blocking tint was a godsend for it.
Yeah, Ryan's one of my friends, and I've been in that car. The sun visors are virtually unusable.
Oh, that's fun. Let's see. Chris Miller says, dash cams, a whole lot of crazy out there nowadays. Let's see. Kit, side window visors. The amount of goodness that comes from that is amazing. And Luke says, I'm late to the conversation. 2 things I like for the interior of my cars: squash air freshener and sunglasses visor clips. Oh, that's fun.
So I must be like way spoiled here, and I'm willing to admit that. But like, I'm like pissed when the sun visor, it goes this way and it doesn't slide.
Oh,
like,
yeah, dude.
To further block the sun, because it's never right where the sun visor is with my seating position. So,
can I recommend a YouTube car reviewer for you?
Sure.
Doug DeMuro?
Well, yes, always, yes. If you've not watched Doug DeMuro, don't talk to me. The other one is they're a Canadian duo. I think it's called the Straight Pipes or the Twin Pipes. And part of their car reviewing on any car is the sun visor test. And what they do is they test, does it fold down, does it rotate, and does it pull back and rotate?
Yeah, I don't like them. I don't jive with them, but
Right.
It's fine. But
No, I'm saying is every car that they do, they test that.
Yeah.
And they give points to having those. Everything from McLaren 720Ss to the newest Prius. So if you want to know if a car has the sun visors, I would recommend.
Well, there we go. Let's see. Put it in Motoring United. Let's see. Logan Cheatham, if you have an older vehicle, an aftermarket Bluetooth radio. El Rayo, LED technology. I replace every bulb in my cars and use LED. It's safer, brighter, helps nighttime driving. It's deer like to run in front of cars, but LED seems to work best with them. And then he also says, but please be advised, to be able to use LED for signals, you'll need something called a load equalizer, or the LED will flash too fast or not at all. So there you go. And then Atoria Spears, she says, dash cam, CarPlay, and those rearview mirrors with the backup camera look pretty sweet. Not necessities, but definitely make driving more enjoyable. I have a dash cam, and it gave me so much peace of mind after my car was hit twice.
Oh.
She's planning on getting the other 2. Right? See, Tyler Jackson, 12-volt Bluetooth adapter. Just tune your adapter and the radio to the same channel, and boom, Bluetooth for your 99. And then let's see, Ross Fellandagel. He gave us one that was really truck specific, which I appreciate because we got some truck folk out there. Shout out to you. He said driver side grab handle for trucks so you don't destroy the column pulling yourself up and into the truck. Bluetooth radio and backup camera are necessities. Extra tie down loops in the bed are a must, and a spray on bed liner, or at minimum a drop in, and a high watt connector for an AC adapter to run multiple device chargers.
And while we're on trucks, a proper height hitch. I hate how many vehicles I saw driving to South Dakota and back where they're sitting like this because they can't figure out tongue weight and, adjusting the hitch to the right side height. And
as Dave has said, most of you assholes out there don't know how to properly tow shit, and you're the problem. Yeah. So yeah, you're ruining it for the rest of us. Anyway, in Drift, Utah, we got one response. Brandon Jacobson, Bluetooth audio connection is a must in most older vehicles. I mean, it's really nice. It really is. And then on my page, I just threw it out there. Let's see. Mike Beck says the joints of my sunglasses holder, because, you gotta. Julian Witterton, branded potato holders. And these are little, it's like a clip-on cup holder, but for fast food fries. So you can get
hell yeah.
Yeah. So the one he posted is for McDonald's, and it's Japan is light years ahead of us in eating in car technology.
That is the future right there.
We're blowing it.
Actually, that brings up something that I forgot to mention, something that's made a big difference in my wife's old car and my wife's current car. It doesn't work with my truck, but there are these little things that slide in between the seats that give you an additional cup holder.
Yeah.
And a little pouch for change and a little storage pocket, and it keeps you from dropping things down the side of your seat. Those are highly underrated.
Oh, damn. Let's see. Then Brandon Kuhn says a tree air freshener, a cell phone holder, and the Mardi Gras beads hanging from his mirror. You know, you always got to have some sort of little mirror accoutrement, I feel. I got the fuzzy dice in the minivan. Fuzzy dice have been a staple in my vehicles for so very long. And then he also posted the YouTube video of how to Slav your car. So we'll probably post that in the description.
It's a classic.
Yep. Let's see. Nick Pellant, black squash air fresheners, a bubble shift knob, and a monkey plush to hang on his tow hook. Let's see. AJ Glassmacher, Bluetooth to radio adapter. You have to jump frequencies every now and again, but it's better than Tennessee radio. So, no, AJ, you didn't necessarily misunderstand the question. So, you nailed it right there. And let's see. He also wants a better cell phone holder that also charges and doesn't fall down every time. You know, that would be nice. More than one working cup holder. It seems like this is just slowly devolving into you just wanting a better car.
Yeah, I need a better engine, a better transmission. They're necessities for sure.
So the thing is, I used to be big on the cell phone mounts, like it's been brought up a couple of times. But then I got CarPlay, and seriously, I have no need for a mount anymore because I don't need to have it sitting up there so I can see it. I can respond through Siri or, okay, Google, whatever you got, and then I can plug it in and stick it wherever, and I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, for me to get like a head unit that is CarPlay compatible, I have to do a lot of ripping apart of my center stack there. So I'm just gonna stick with the mount and the Bluetooth for a little bit. I think we're good there.
You mean you want to spend like $10 on a mount instead of $300 plus install plus kit plus
somebody breaking all of the clips, so my shit's super janky. No, I'm good with where I'm at. I am good with where I'm at. Oh, and AJ says black ice trees. Because, you gotta.
Classy.
And finally, Randy Lamb, head unit and better speakers in the race car. Barely listable at freeway speeds, though. So, there we go.
Oh, yeah. AJ has one in the chat.
Huh. Let's see, AJ. Yeah, but you can't run your OBD2 gauges off your car on your CarPlay, which, true. Yeah.
Well, I bet you could because they sell the Bluetooth ones, and if you had a CarPlay app for your phone, you could just display it on the CarPlay console.
Definitely could. Probably. I don't know. Sure.
I don't think so.
Moving
Apple likes to have control.
On Android Auto, you can. I don't know how Apple Play works, or Apple Car, whatever the fuck it is.
Let's see. Do we have... Oh, we have one on Instagram from J-Rod Photography. He says, subwoofers? ? Yeah, man. Ooh. I think that works.
I've been surprised at some podcasts, like when I've got my subwoofer turned up and I'm like listening to podcasts and all of a sudden like the intro music hits and it hits hard. Like that's thrown me off a few times. It's... I do enjoy having a subwoofer.
I can contest that Trent subs are very nice.
Well, he tends to have nice things.
Have you tested them?
Yeah, no, you took me for riding your truck.
Oh, I do not remember that.
It was with Mike.
I must have been drinking some heavy Mountain Dew that day.
There it is.
I'm pretty sure you took me, Mike, and Dave for lunch one day.
Oh, Asian Mike. Yes. There we go. Okay, yes. I thought you were talking about when, like, Mike Chandler. I'm like,
nope.
I don't remember this.
I forgot we do have several mics.
I can't remember. I'm trying to remember the last truck of yours I was in that wasn't the Tundra.
Yeah, you just like to stay home, so you don't like to go places with me. Just because things tend to break when you come around. I mean, it shouldn't stop you.
Just because you like terrible, awful, hateful things.
They're only terrible, awful, and hateful to you.
Apparently so. I don't quite get... Although, S2000 never had a problem with me in it.
so far.
Well, it too is broken and hiding in your garage, so I think we're good on that one.
And it's up at the hangar.
It is broken and up at the hangar, so I don't think we have to worry about that one for a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's time for some shenaniganry stories.
Can I tell my shenanigan story?
By all means, Zach.
So, there is an item for sale with great historic provenance.
This is amazing.
Remember for the ages. And it is up for sale to help a great cause. Lebanese
Red Cross.
Yep. It is Mia Khalifa's adult entertainment glasses.
A true luminary selling a piece of history.
This person is an adult actress, adult
film star / meme lord / fantasy sports expert, I believe now too is on her resume. Yeah.
And this came about because I saw a story on Snapchat about it or some shit. And these glasses, which she has worn in these adult videos, which has made her famous, they're kind of a part of her character, you might be able to say, are up for sale. And so I thought I would take a jaunt over to eBay and see what they were listed for. I'm like, if it's like $500, I could see myself doing that for the meme, just for the meme, to own a piece of this history. But even Trent, the billionaire, I don't think could afford these glasses. Let me grab my other phone.
Just.
Nor would I want to. I thought for the majority of this time, I thought you were talking about Wiz Khalifa.
No, Mia Khalifa.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. This is a.
Don't worry, Trent. We're out here living that Susio life for you. Don't worry. We got you covered.
They are. I am currently opening the eBay right now for it.
Zach, AJ wants you to know that we all know who she is. You didn't need to explain it as much as you did.
It is currently for sale for $900,000.
$99,000?
Yep, and $900.
Okay.
The parts for the viewers who are aware of who this person is. It is underneath the collectibles on eBay, and the condition is used and abused.
Yummy. All right, thank you for that, Zach.
A piece of history right here. History.
Yep. All right. Well, moving on from that.
Fucking Andrew. What?
Fucking A.
Andrew, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I just get a text. You get your shit together. Get it all in a bag. Get your shit together. And then the next text. I don't care if it takes all your take it all. Get all your shit together, take it to a shit store and sell it. Thanks, Andrew.
Jesus. I guess Andrew's not about that Pinot life. All right, whatever.
Oh, man.
Moving on. So
Soundtrack Great did it better anyways. Fuck off, AJ.
Damn. All right, we've got 5 stories and shockingly more than 10 minutes. So we might be able to knock out all of these. So
I wish I was prepared with a TDC then.
That's all right. I was not prepared for this. I was more used to us being like, all right, well, we'll get to this shit later. See you next week, like we usually do.
Yeah, we'll throw it out there to the YouTube chatters if they've got a TDC. Start thinking of it while we do this thing.
Yep. So anyway, we have Canada is sick of our bullshit. Pour one out for a true legend. I've been saying this for years. The greatest question of our time has been answered, and this might be gilding the lily and clogging my arteries.
Let's clog some arteries.
All right.
Since I was eating donuts earlier.
Well, there you go. So, in some test markets throughout this great country, including Denver, Popeyes is testing out a barbecue bacon cheddar version of their chicken sandwich. So, the iconic Popeyes chicken sandwich with barbecue sauce, bacon, and cheddar cheese. The review says, it's all right, not terrible, not great. The two originals, the original and the spicy, they're a bit better, but hey, man, not a bad thing, and that will be hitting the wider world probably sooner rather than later. So be prepared for those heart palpitations out there, folks.
I'm down.
Popeyes is coming for you.
I'll fully commit to this.
I tried the Popeyes chicken sandwich back when it was like the
meme,
the hot thing.
Yeah.
I have no desire to go back.
Yeah.
I'm good with my Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches.
Me and Andrew will fight you right now for it.
I mean, I'm okay. There it is. Dukes are up. So, I mean, I like the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, but I mean, there's a Chick-fil-A a lot closer. So, I have no problem with either.
You are a lot closer to a Popeyes than I am, too.
Yeah, this is true, but I really need to work out the math because that line at the Chick-fil-A is super long all the damn time.
But it goes so quickly.
That is very true. Shockingly quick.
I've done the math.
Yes.
I have. Because Mike and I basically live the same distance away from each other. It is negligible at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I can go get Chick-fil-A at 8:30, or at 8. It depends on the time of the day. Because if it's like 2 o'clock, I can get Chick-fil-A faster than I can get Popeyes. But during peak hours, I can get Popeyes faster.
All right. Well, there we have it, folks. Science and math and shit.
Granted, this is from a sample set of like 5, maybe 6 times.
It's a fundamentally useless sample size, but whatever. It's anecdotal. We'll take it.
Yeah, there's data.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So, the greatest question of our time has been answered. I've been saying this for years. Pour one out for a true legend, or Canada is sick of our bullshit.
Canada.
All right. Canada asks U.S. residents to stop sneaking across the border. Currently, because of, the whole pandemic thing and how we're terrible with it, we can't go anyplace. So, super rich people are illegally steaming their yachts into Canada and trying to set up shop there. Eagle-eyed Canadians are calling them out and getting them hit with huge fines. Huge fines. Canadians are intimidating Americans when they show up. Like, they are defending their home turf as they should. And, so basically the long and short of it is, don't go to Canada. They don't want us there more so than usual. So, there it is. By the way, you can also face, aside from getting your ass kicked by a bunch of well-meaning Canadian folk, you could face to a fine of up to $750,000 and 6 months in prison.
Jesus.
So, yep.
What?
Yep. Yeah. Violating international borders like that is a big deal. So
my thinking I would just jaunt over from to Mexico for a couple hours might not be the best idea ever?
Yeah, no, not great. Not great.
Okay.
So, all right. Pour one out for a true legend. I've been saying this for years. When I say I mean Michael has been saying this for years. And the greatest question of our time has been answered.
I think Mike has been saying this for years.
All right. I've been saying this for goddamn years. Trent understands this. I believe Zack might be on the same page. But here's the thing. Deep dish pizza is not like the only pizza you can get in Chicago, nor is it the primary pizza Chicagoans eat. That's the stuff, like, if I lived in Chicago and Trent and Zack came to visit me, all right, we're going to go sit in a 45-minute long line at Uno's just so they can get their fix of a pizza casserole. No.
So that's like saying in Philly, you can only get a Philadelphian sub there. It's the only sandwich they sell is a Philly cheesesteak. That's the only sandwich you can buy in Philly.
Well, yeah, like it's, there's, the Philly sandwich for the locals is like this roast pork sandwich. It's not the cheesesteak. The cheesesteak is the thing that it's known for, but in Chicago, it is the tavern-style pizza. It is a cracker-thin crust, enough sauce to be on there, cheese, toppings, and it's cut into squares. Because you know what's awesome when you're drunk? More pizza. And when you're eating like 4 or 5 little squares of pizza, you're thinking that's more, and it's great. So, just a reminder, folks, it's not just deep dish. There's a lot more going on.
Yeah, could you make some of that Sweet Home Chicago pizza? Because I know the Draper one's gone, but is the District one gone too?
I'm pretty sure the District was gone before Draper.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, hey, fun fact about the Draper one: it still lives on at Vivid Internet until we shut down. We use the roof as a tower, and so we call it. I think the tower name is legitimately Chicago Pizza Tower.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trent, I will attempt to. Jim and Joe never gave me any inkling as to like the proper recipe for their crust or their sauce. So I'll play with it. I can get pretty close, I feel. But
excellent.
Yeah, no, definitely some tavern style pizza will be happening. So
that would make me very happy. The wings, by the way, you made were awesome as well.
Good. Yeah,
now my tastes have changed. Now make me some pizza, dang it.
All right, I'm working on it. All right, I got a lot of stuff I got to do. Anyway, so 2 more. Pour one out for a true legend, and the greatest question of our time has been answered.
I'm thinking of Trent. Trent, your call.
I'm going to say the greatest question ever.
All right. If you've ever wondered how much room in the U.S. has been saved by moving to LCDs, it's been figured out by the one and only Jason Traczynski of Jalopnik. So.
Okay.
As in, like, space of a TV?
Yeah, like the amount of real estate that your TV takes up. So, in 1997, the average screen size of your little CRT TV was 27 inches. So, it approximately took up 6 cubic feet because it was 24 inches wide, 20 inches deep, 22 inches tall. The average screen size in 2018, which was the last bit of data that he has, was 47 inches, but the TV was 23 inches tall, 41 inches wide, but only 3 inches deep. 1.6 cubic feet of space. So that's 4.4 cubic feet less. There were nearly 220 million TVs in the U.S. in 97. So that means we have saved 963,600,000 square feet, or 32,000 Boeing 747s, or 7.5 times of the internal volume of the NASA Vehicle Assembly Building, the giant-ass building.
Right.
Yeah, where they put the space shuttle upright. Made it happen.
Holy fuck.
Yep.
A counterpoint to this is I feel like CRTs last longer and they are more repairable.
Oh, God, yeah, no.
So LCDs are more disposable, so did it really save anything?
I mean, it saved you space, but that's about it. Anyway.
Interesting that he did this article, but... Yeah.
I'm not interesting and also not surprising.
When you get paid per story, you got to come up with some stuff, all right?
Damn right. Okay, last one. The Boeing 747 is finally dead.
Oh.
Yep. After more than 50 years, they are going to be stopping production on the double-decker quad jet that ushered in the kind of modern jet set era that we are living in. Been built continuously since 1968. And let's see, Boeing has not confirmed that production will end for good, although, orders have slowed way the hell down, and people are going to things far more efficient than, a 50-year-old design, like the 787 Dreamliner, the Airbus A350. So that is going on. There's still a few planes on. Yeah?
Oh, I have some more nerdy data if you want to hear it, unless if you want to.
Go ahead.
So I've been interested in flight paths, and one of those things is it is now more economical with the planes we have now to do more like a hub and spoke model, which is like fly from point to point with a smaller plane, with less people on it than it has been to do. Or sorry, hub and spoke is we're going away from hub and spoke. It's now more of a destination flight. Let's say I need to make a weird flight from here to Mumbai. That is now possible, where before you'd have to fly from here to like LA and then take a wide body jet from LA to Mumbai or nearest airport, then transfer from another small plane. So these smaller planes can now offer these bigger flights or better flights for faster times, less with fuel, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So
we're seeing actually a phase out of these larger, like quote unquote jumbo jets or wide body jets, like the A380, the giant one, and the 747, because there's just not demand for it. Jesus Christ, that was loud.
Yep. So there we go. Just a final thing on the 747. An American airline has not operated a 747 in 3 years.
Really?
Yeah, the last one was from it was a Delta service from Seoul to Detroit. That was the last flight of an American 747 operated by an American airline. KLM retired. They made their last 747 flights in March, and Qantas followed shortly thereafter. Lufthansa and British Airways are keeping their 747s going for some time, though, so there's that. But yeah,
and that makes sense too, because those companies have large haul, high capacity flight routes.
Oh yeah,
like London to Chinese destinations to Middle East destinations that have a high flow.
Oh yeah,
and high demand that can suit, like, when you go from Heathrow to I can't think of the name of the flight in, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Then Zack, you mentioned the A380. That thing never really caught on, and Airbus announced that the part shipment that took place a couple months ago was going to be the last for the A380. Never really caught on so much that Air France has already retired the model from their fleet. So, yep, it's sad. It was kind of a cool era, these giant things flying about in the sky, but, you know.
There's kind of a snowball effect, that same thing that I think if Chirp was watching, he could yell at me about, is if there's not a demand for the plane, there's not parts supplied for the plane. If there's not parts supplied for the planes become very, very expensive to operate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, that is.
And that's one of the reasons why the 747 lasted as long as it did, because the A380 was trying to jump on the back of the 747 era of the hub and spoke model from the 70s up until early 2000s.
Yeah. And
small block Chevy LS, same deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's
Chris Miller also pointed out that the A380 was massive, and a limited number of pilots could fly them, and even fewer airports could accept them.
Yeah, you needed like a comically large runway to.
And that's why the hub and spoke model was designed for those planes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, designed way, way back when. But here we are. Well, we need to land. We'll save it for next week, Trent. We'll save it.
I pulled one out of my butt.
It's okay. It's okay. And AJ, I forgot about the one you sent a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry. Anyway, thank you for joining us on this episode of the Camcast. We really appreciate it. Shout out to the chat for joining us. That is a benefit.
You all made this podcast so much better by being in the chat.
Yes.
It really do. Really livened up the place. Being in the chat on the Monday nights is a benefit of supporting us on Patreon at the shenanigans level, patreon.com/camautomag. It's $5 or better. That gets you access to the Monday night recordings, the live stream, podcast a day early, bonus content, Facebook group, all sorts of fun stuff. Patreon.com.
Be like Andrew.
Yep. Be like Andrew. Help us out. Patreon.com/camautomag. We are at camautomag on all of the social medias, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts. Please like and rate and review and subscribe and share us with your friends. It really helps us out. That allows more people to see us, and the more people who see us means, more people will be seeing us, and people like advertisers who want to give us, money and all that stuff. And said it before, I'll say it again. I'm more than willing to sell out on this thing. So
I know this is like a small tangent here. Have we looked at like small time advertisers at all? Like, have we sent emails to people? Because I would do that. I got enough time here that I can send out 1,000 emails and be like, "Do you want to give us $30 to say this ad line for you?"
we've pitched a couple of people. A couple of people have approached me and then just disappeared. So it's weird.
What we need is that Raycon earbud money.
Seriously, God, or Purple Mattress or something.
Dude, what we need to find is like one of those like mail order food services.
Yeah, that would be,
Yeah.
Anyway, get your cam swag, like the hat that I'm wearing, the hat that Zack was wearing. There it is. T-shirts, shorts, backpacks, phone cases, flip-flops, all that fun stuff. CamAutoSwag.com, your home for official Cam merch. Then while you're out there, head over to SteadyBroke.com, our longtime sponsor. Use coupon code CamAuto15 at checkout to save 15% on your entire order. And on Thursday, tomorrow, please head over to twitch.tv/CamAutoMike and check out whatever it is we are playing for Twitch Thursday, where we just kind of get on and stream some games on the old Twitch. Just because it's a thing that we can do, and I can't leave my house for a while. So, there it is. So, for episode 278, or 7, I don't know. I might have put the number in there wrong. Anyway, I have been Mike.
I've been Zack.
I've been Trent.
All right. See you, chat. See you, everybody. Bye. Bye.